and that'll report back to me whenever they finally dismiss themselves.
Yeah, basically what this thing has a bar, and then it has like a little, well, like actually like a bar people can lean on, right? So the idea is that around the room, and then has tables, and this individual is leaning on that bar near the. A couple of minutes later, a gentleman, and he's the one who have them. On the way here, again, they're doing the thing where one is looking literally at the wall, and this can look at the air display, looking, and the other person back, as if they were not having face.
Exactly.
There, and the second gentleman.
I love how they're playing the pronoun.
Yeah, they're doing we're talking about the subject, but we're not going to say out loud, which makes sense. So I probably get that like 5 minutes later, given that conversation, and I could probably literally pass that audio file over to Whisper, and you could just hear it.
Subtitle.
Ocular.
Yeah.
Yep, I heard it.
Meantime, the bastard. Sorry,
yeah.
Between you doing the bastard, what are you doing? Enjoying yourself in your private room, or you watch fish go by, try to get a dance moves? What are you doing?
I guess it's generally hanging out in the room, maybe watching the whatever passes for media in this era.
Here, it's cable TV. It's 10,000 channels, nothing. Yeah. And you know that most of all these channels are packaged, but because you're in the room, now everything is individual. But you're in this room, you watch all the.
So he's watching all my balls.
Yeah. And by the way, they have ratings. Instead of the ratings warning, the ratings are like how graphic. Mm-hmm. And it literally gives you like an example. Graphic language. Yes. So they say fuck or whatever. And they give you an example, right? Instead of being like in the 1980s, like, oh, we're going to put a warning so your kids don't watch it. They're using the rating system to tell you exactly how graphic. There's like adult channel, and there's like 10 or 15 of them have the same movie, but the same scene is more explicit. Stuff like there's like 500 channels of people just music. There's another 500 channels of audiobooks where people audiobooks ASMR. People just stuff. He woke up. And there's just a blank screen and somebody reading a book. It's all that kind of stuff that would cost you thousands to try to get. Maybe.
Yeah, so he's enjoying that little bit of luxury that he's helped pay for. Oh, and I guess calling the front desk to have the stuff from his locker sent up.
In about 5 minutes, the concierge, sir, I will be your person. It's Gustavo. If you need anything, And he literally wields a lock, heavy duty, and you realize that in the wall entertainment room, he opens it up and he literally fits the locker in, and there's a space for up to 4 lockers. So the idea is that if you need your stuff, it's right there. But again, he warns you that all the stuff has been cataloged and tagged in RFID cut. So they will be logging any use of any equipment that you have.
Right.
Well, under the Free California laws, you are through in non-corporate areas, you have to use weapons for public. However, also caution that violence, severe harm, or death to any of our guests is still considered not only a violation of your contract, but also. Thank you for you. If you need anything else, perhaps dinner or early lunch, late lunch, early dinner.
I'll take something to eat. Yes. What's on the menu?
Well, our menu mostly is fish, but we also have anything. Let me know, and I'll have the
simple fish sandwich will do.
With or without?
With.
Soft drink?
Yes, please.
Just waits for you to have from him. No.
He won't give him a I guess swipe his cred stick for a 25 new yen tip.
You know,
I'm guessing that's or whatever would be appropriate for this level of wealth.
I mean, technically speaking, this is so well that people actually don't tip because it is assumed that it's what's called a gratuity plus system.
Oh, we paid for it when we paid for the room, basically.
But if you want to give anything else, it's perfect.
I want this guy to like and so I might as well 25 new yen and let him have a little drop in the bucket. I guess.
He not, sir. If you just call me Gustavo, personal.
Thank you, Gustavo.
And he has like a uniform is like a bellhop, and it's belt. Everything is belt gold. Frank.
The bastard's not that good at the talking and networking that's needed to go on in this particular situation. So
Yeah, you enjoyed yourself.
he's
Right.
gonna hang out in the room until one of the others in our group wants a body.
Yeah.
Also,
750
I mean,
million.
the sofa. Well, there's a sofa, but there's also the chair that you're in, an easy chair. You never, in fact, because you are a dwarf, most of it is built exactly your size. But this chair actually accommodates so that you're comfortable without having to have it's like it actually lowers itself as a little motor go like so you can lean back and your feet are still gonna be either if you choose a footrest or on the feet on the floor without having to sort of hop off.
Fancy.
Yes.
We'll get back to the room and just like bastard is like in an easy boy at like a night complete 180-degree angle. He's just flat. He's starting to turn upside down.
Yeah.
So I suppose at least we'll get back for the day and kind of talk and go.
Well, what's Trash Boat?
You guys left him on the balcony and he stayed there.
You're checking out fish.
That's my canon.
Yeah, you see things that I mean, okay, I want to ask, is Transport such a himbo that he doesn't register like basic?
There is fear with violence, but not really a ton else.
So just watching living things doesn't
It's
trigger
super
anything.
mesmerizing.
Yeah, you see, not only you see creatures that you never expected before, you see some very, very, like the shark that I showed with Curl last time. I see that
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
at the that is the size of a great. It's huge. You know that if you were in the water with this thing, you probably be.
Yeah, definitely.
But you're seeing it and kind of looks at your general direction, big eye.
Oh, he
Looks
totally
away.
waved at it.
Yeah,
It's like, yo, what's up?
yeah. And again, you see
If there were like
below you-
anyone.
And the thing is, it's one of those things where the balcony you realize it's completely glass balcony, like one of those
Yeah.
balconies when you see in these hotels, like they have the pools that are literally in a platform and it's transparent.
That's how I was picturing it. Yeah.
Yeah, so you look down and below you on the floor, street, there's a
Right.
giant car-sized nautilus and some kind of
Oh.
crab, red crab, like crawling. Like this thing is the size of a car.
Oh hell
That's
yeah,
my
mega
Four-door
favorite.
crab.
sedan. Yeah. And it's just crawling, and you see the colorful shell, reds and white, and one of the eyes is looking.
That's the
Yeah.
best guy. It's number one.
It's gigantic creatures. The water here is not brackish, it's greenish, right?
Yeah.
And every so often you see like drones, submersible drones. They go and clean the outer window.
Yeah, algae or barnacle. Just stuck inside.
Yeah. If especially with that kind of scenery, like if you guys didn't like pull him, he stayed there, which is
And you see
fine. I wouldn't
you
go
see-
bring to a.
You see like a sort of giant snake try to curl against one of the drones, and the drone puts like a probe, like electric probe, like the snake just sort of they
I
have
love the-
self-defense protocol.
Yo, we gotta move down here. To be
Yeah.
honest,
Oh,
why not? I saw the same thing I saw earlier, but it didn't have teeth. That's so
Trash
cool.
boat, we can't afford it. We
Oh.
got 1 day of vacation. We're out of. It cost me an extra day.
Oh well, that sucks. But okay.
Yeah, I
mean,
know.
it was
my bank
kind
account
of
kind of
worth it
feels
going
it.
and finding a whole human meat thing. It's pretty
Mhm.
sweet.
Well, I suppose I can wipe that from my memory. The nice, but
So we did.
Oh,
They're meeting tomorrow. Club race.
yeah, so we'll have a chance to pick policeman.
well, that. Oh, that's why we're here, right? Yeah, to race. No, that sounds cool.
You want to go? To, I mean, you're probably the
Um,
most skilled racer
Yeah,
here.
I mean, well, I'm not gonna toot any horns or anything, but like,
I'll-
I have a casual interest.
I'll be honest,
Please
half
take
of our cover is going to be telling people about your casual interests and keep that cover that we actually we're supposed to essentially.
Oh, that's not even a cover. That's just real. It's just real life.
So I guess, so Shy, Trashboat only have the driving skill, or does he have, like, an interest or knowledge skill in driving races?
I pilot vehicles and I main. That is
Okay.
my thing, and I can do both pretty fuck.
Alright, so you have technical information, which,
Yeah,
good enough on it. Because you are trying to, talk to a bunch of hobbyists.
yeah. I will say that I, the player, know nothing about cars, the make of my.
Oh yeah, exactly, hence why the skills are important.
Exactly.
and-
I just want to make sure before our good friend Lessons goes in on me and my
Mhm.
brain blank.
Yeah, and I think, Bastard, it's the same story for you, right? You have driving skill, but you don't have, like, a hobby interest.
Right.
Okay, so you guys are going to have to wing it and socialize.
But you did sign up for the death.
You do have a talk. Wait, you signed up for the death races? I was just
Yeah.
joking about that last time.
Oh,
Oh,
He
no.
actually went to the arcade game machine and scored very well.
I can lament your life choices later. In slightly more real death terms, there are some people creeping around a little bit. It seems they're up to something. I don't think we have any obligation to do anything at all unless they start ruining.
My
I see you got
question-
your locker up. Cool. So that's alright.
But fit bill. Them.
Well, the group will probably be the best place. So that's
Is there
my
any-
opinion.
Oh, you're right. Is there any way that we could like the profiles?
It's a high-class hotel. Privacy is at a premium. I can't hack into the host. There's barely anything wireless, and the only reason I got you that sound because I asked nicely. I'm useless here. I know I'm here to be, like, help as a hack. I can't do anything.
Nice. All right, buddy. Rest. You ready to work for?
All right, Dibs is sleeping on the balcony.
Bastard, you have gel rounds, shock rounds.
what gun?
Oh, right, you have swords. Well, best of luck.
I do use a bow and a stick.
Lessons, I will probably go ahead and call for my holdout from my life.
Yeah, they do the same thing. Gustavo comes up, they bring Dolly, right? Stall
Yeah.
it, and it gives you the same warning as a citizen of Free California, the right to bear arms, public buildings, corporate areas. However, use of weapon, harm or death to guests in the hotel.
I
Of
do
course.
have. I also have gel. Well, grab.
Well, I'm going to be bringing a holdout pistol, which will just basically be in my suit. I think you said you had a sniper rifle. I think a
I
50
did-
cal
I
might
did.
draw some.
Well, okay. In my equipment I have a palm pistol, but I'm that.
I just brought my kit,
Okay.
but I don't have a
so-
whole lot of stuff to haul around, so I'm just like, yeah, I carried.
Okay. So so you don't need my gel rounds.
No, I have my.
Okay.
I
You're
bought
good
them ahead. So we'll have that, and if it comes to a shootout, I'm probably going to rely on one of you. And I can at least.
And what's that?
Oh, my little trick. I can have a sprite.
Oh.
Which, honestly, better be used that of having. So, well, we'll worry about that when it comes to it. Who's gonna possibly do anything to bomb the sea?
Well, that's the thing about guns. Blow a hole through to the ocean.
I'd rather.
Well, yeah, and that's why I have Shadowrun.
No, I. In fact, I'm assuming the curtain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can I see outside or no?
No, if it's closed curtain, you open.
Oh, good. As long as they're closed, I'm good.
You do see, like, underneath, you see this sort of wavy effect, right, of water. But that's... You can easily look away. And they're thick, dark curtains.
That is.
Right.
Hmm.
You got everything. I'm asking Gustav for a New York strip, and we'll go ahead, eat some good dinner, good rest.
Gustavo.
Gustav.
My name is Gustavo. Apologize.
No, what did you, I think you said it.
Yeah, I get everything.
Like, I just remember the first game I played. I just remember the first game I played with you. I said my name was Duncan, then you called me Dennis.
At what point does it start being intentional?
I don't know. He just said it, like, casually to everybody. I was like, did he forget?
The great hero.
I did. Yeah,
Dennis.
that's the truth there. I'm just stupid. I'm built different, together, incorrect.
Nah, it's fine.
Too.
It's fine. To be honest with you, I want to play a hero now, Dennis. Expect you to call me Duncan. So.
Yep.
I'm
All
not
right.
like other much.
So I guess assuming we don't have any other plans, we'll go ahead, enjoy the amendment, get some sleep.
Yeah, this is somewhat, if not the best food you ever.
Oh yeah, I'm enjoying. I
It's
paid
even better than real
2,000
pizza.
credits a beer.
Probably a lot of this food is genetic. Probably in a hydroponic farm somewhere, right? The way they get these kind of products, like real coffee and stuff like that, is very rare.
It's
right?
as close
So,
to real as you can.
not a lot of soy advertising.
Hey, sometimes
Hey,
you
there
just
are
need a
soy
good cup
products.
of soy. First, I'm gonna put my stuff on the side for my insomnia. I'll be looking up that while
So, anybody else is going to do anything in particular, or just going to go
I planned on.
Yeah, I ain't got
sleep?
much.
The next morning, if you of course you have service, so they can wake up call, and it can be literally a call to your or your complex. If you, it could be personalized complex. It could be the call to the room, and it could be someone knocking at the doors like your wake up call, right, etc. I mean, the way you do things is like you can even program when they come in, your how much of the room you want. Like if you want like them to to take all the literally make a tiny bed, take the mattress off and put it in. So that's like, oh, I'm gonna be out of my room from this hour to this hour, and I want a full clean, steam clean. You decide how much, but they always come. Or Shadowrun.
Cyberbug.
Probably. You can even request a security sweep of your.
Security suite of the.
well, I don't think anyone knows about us, cares about us, or is spying on it. And if they did, it probably doesn't.
Okay.
All we've done is dinner and fish.
Talk to.
I mean, this is just the amenities that are.
Yeah. But we'll probably just go ahead, just sleep tonight. Probably like little of those kind of sweeps, or just make sure my suit's ready for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, morning come, light stream, curtain, the world. Very quiet in here. I mean, most of you, especially trash boat, you're wildlife, working, etc. This is the closest thing, well, except for maybe any snore, talking, sleep. That's probably the only. Like, even if, for example, the bastard decides, oh, I'm gonna go get up and go to the other TV. The moment he closes the door, you don't practically hear it.
A
Like
lot of
somebody could probably
noises.
come. Yeah, a lot of noise cancellation, thick rugs, everything. So this is designed to give you like maximum privacy. Again, things that you can do dynamic room temperature control, right? So that it gets colder and warmer when it wants to. And this place is designed to as close to a perfect environment,
A
to be
real dystopian
personalized.
luxury.
Yeah, to be personalized to a degree that it's kind of downright dumb.
Yeah.
Because it's like, why do I want to? Imagine you walk in a room, it's like, no, hey, we can program it so that at this time of day it's warm, but then this cold and warm again, do a whole curve. I mean, you probably.
I was gonna say that's
go through
not
it.
dumb. That sounds pretty legit, honestly.
It is, but it is kind of thing where it's like the kind of personalization that most hotels, even luxury hotels, wouldn't bother with. But they're
Fair.
doing it as a yes, we're doing this. You are our guests. We do everything for you. Kind of
Yeah, like each
that
little
kinda
room
air,
is like its own
yeah.
house.
Yeah, and for a hyper elite hotel, this is also incredibly cheap, probably because it's incredibly exclusive and hard to.
I mean, how many people buy body?
How many people are
Us.
willing to go through sewer
Yeah.
tunnel to interact with us to hand over body parts? Yeah.
Not many.
And this is just one night. You pay for like a week.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
For
are we
the
gonna
average
need to give
person.
these people meat to get back? That's gonna create a difficult situation.
I don't imagine they expect you to hold on to for your entire stay and then leave. I imagine that's just for
No,
the
but
two,
they might
not
expect
the front.
us to get a little doggy bag, you know what I'm saying?
I hope not.
The freshest of the hyper elite full of fat.
Mm-hmm.
Marble eyes, look. Deck.
We got some like wagyu.
God. Wagyu
Oh, boy.
human.
Alright, let's
Let's move along
I'm
with
good
that.
on this. I'm good on that one.
Yeah. So we continue. So the day passes. You go. You get your chart bar comp right there. And in the afternoon, about 1 o'clock, local party, and it's a rockers party. Like they have a big band playing, swing, electro, all that. People are dancing. So like this place is crowded, and has a whole bunch of both AR and physical motifs. Like they have a full on one side. They have a full on racing car from 20s, right? Those that look like a bullet shape, right? And little space, big wheels, that kind of, and you can see the exhaust ports, the engine, whether it's an actual car or some kind of prop, but it looks authentic. It has all the right parts, a good replica. And people are talking, and you see all kinds of. How are you gonna?
Well, it is a party, and you did mention that there was dancing. Hell, I'll just literally just start dancing. I
You wanna
have,
pick a
in
partner
fact,
and-
performance. I'm professionally trained.
So you're going to just pick up somebody.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and mingle. I'm gonna do mingling in a
Okay.
funny way. And I'll throw
Okay.
in +2 first impression.
It's a pretty energetic dance.
3 success. Easily
This
the best
all-
dancer there, unless someone actually has skills and cares.
You know what? I don't think I do. But I will look. Hold on. What is it? Performance?
Yeah.
I have a 9. Try.
Oh, hell, you got the same.
Alright, shot. I guess I'll. You know, I'll. Fuck
You
it.
bought the group skill too.
I don't have a.
Oh, okay. So you individually bought performance. Very interesting choice.
I have 3 rating. Never knew it would be. I'm just as good as you, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, dang, actually
You're
hold down the
one-
dance floor.
But yeah. You're doing very well. I'm sure there's some better dancers. Like literally, you're not Fred Astaire, but close. At least for this one.
No, I'm Donald O'Connor.
And so you're dancing and having a good time, and there's all kinds of people here. While you're dancing, you can do perception.
Okay. And definitely if, like, as part of the dancing, we talk, stop people, I will definitely point the direction of trash in that basket.
I think Trash Boat's honestly kind of like hanging out with maybe model car, maybe a replica.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Oh,
definitely
damn.
at least grabbed his attention.
I got 5 successes. I'm
That's
very
all
aware
of
of this
you.
party.
Yeah, when you're dancing and changing dancers, you realize that the person that comes to dance with you is none other than Lindsay. Lindsay.
Oh, so I guess I am getting that date.
And she's like, "Oh, you made it. You're here so soon."
Oh, well, against all odds, I still managed to find my way through. I say, enjoying my time.
It's very interesting. A bit. I don't want to.
Better to keep it out of mind. He just like has the same like
Yes.
slightly traumatized.
Yeah, but she's dancing with you, and so how do you like it?
Oh, this is fantastic. If I get another payday, maybe I'll do a real vacation.
So, did you consider my little off?
I did. You got the message.
Oh yeah, I meant about other.
Lesson refreshment.
He mentioned something about her agent. Agent owes claims that she owes her, and she got blacklisted by her agent.
Right.
And so, if something were to happen, she wouldn't post.
Ah, okay. I wasn't realizing that was like a strict offer. I thought that was just a note of oh, I don't like him either. But there we go.
Well, I
So
mean,
we do
she
have
was
a
she was
counteroffer.
trying she was trying to coaching in a way that. But in here, she's open talking.
Right, she's a little bit more. I'll just kind of nod and
Yeah.
go. Maybe I could make some. I know. I'm sure they'd be happy to try. If you could work out a good contract. But I'll go ahead and keep that pin. We'll talk about it whenever we get out of here. For right now, we got some talk to introduce her.
Yeah.
You interested in seeing the next big racer down in forgot what the race was called. Something.
It was South Flats one.
Yeah, the next
SF1000.
South Flats
Or
500
SF1.
winner.
One.
We're gonna find her tonight. We're gonna find her.
Interesting. Haven't been down there. I have to stay.
Well, clear it all up. You can go get front seats.
Mhm.
All right. So Lindsay, maybe I could get some assistance in finding people to introduce to, and
So all the people that you met before, do a perception because it's this very crowded place.
I got the
Threshold is
5.
gonna be 2. You got a 5?
Yeah.
Okay, you did it. You notice that the people that were talking before, ballroom, restaurant/bar, are here as well. They're not together. But
Here, they might have some kind of code. I'm keeping an eye on like who they might interact with or where they're hanging around.
So I can't
Then I could
speak to
probably
you.
poke Whisper to. You go ahead and literally get a red arrow in your eye that points you in their direction.
I look. Way I type back or communicate with you, or just come.
What devices do you have? What's like your?
Like I said, it's
You,
just
you
like
don't have like a neural net or like finger gloves or anything or
Okay,
subvocal mic.
I have a comm link, a skill jack, a voice modulator, smart link, and basic cyber eye.
Okay, so I think with the voice modulator, that would count for being able your input go to the smartphone, at which point you can send. That's normally like a subvocal. You can also just pull it out and start typing.
So I pull out my phone and send a text message.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll call it
Blank
the
basically exists in AR, so he basically constantly.
I will do that, and I say, get that maybe the bastard.
We'll go ahead and assign that bastard. You actually have cyber eyes, so you can just go ahead and straight up get a full-on message. And it's gonna be, hey, there's those creepy guys. Follow this arrow. They're over there. If you keep an eye on them, we can take care of everything.
You wish.
All right.
Text that back.
All right. So with that, I'll go ahead and whisper back and go, and it's just gonna now take who I got in my arms. This is gonna be a great.
I text back, shrug emoji, whatever.
You send out like a full like telegram like GIF sticker or something of just like giant shark.
Do we? Is there anybody who fit the bill?
There's a lot of women here. I would say about half of them, a lot of them.
Does anybody?
You know what?
out?
I was gonna say if
go
I
ahead.
have a lot of experience with like race shit, and that's like his passion interest. Could I maybe spot someone he might recognize, even in passing?
Do a perception roll.
Yeah. And I guess a good point would also be maybe we could just make kind of a check to canvas the room, do the
Yeah.
whole talk.
I got 2 successes.
I guess I could go ahead and do one of my social things, literally etiquette, just party talk. Should I get a bonus from having Lindsay?
Yes.
Have
Give you
1 die. That's good enough. That is 6 successes.
Okay, anyone else in a roll?
I guess I should.
Etiquette.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I mean. Just talk to people and canvas them
Oh, I got that.
to find the target.
This is high society, yes.
Yes.
All right, I have a special. 5 successes.
Okay, you canvas a room, and you find that about a third of the people here are racers from different aspects. And eventually, and you do recognize this trash boat as the name has come up, like, magazines, stuff like that. And it's show Louis McCallum. She's a native, the free state of California. Is a racer who, one of the things that she does that she brags about non-augmented. In fact, she was augmented and then decided to move.
You got a meat arm
to
crafted
prove-
back.
In fact, she's known that about 3 or 4 years ago, she did a race against someone who was augmented, and didn't beat him, but it was easy. Was able to. Think of it as like big in the 1970s, where top woman tennis player beat McEnroe. I think she did. It was, I forgot her name. I have her face, the image of her face. Did I get McEnroe and beat him?
Right. So this is a
so something like that.
role-defining performance in augmentation versus natural.
Yeah, and she didn't beat him, but she was basically like a fraction of a second, which is good enough to prove that she's.
Yeah.
And there she is. In fact, this image is one of her posters, right? Back in the day, was popular. And she seems to be there. In fact, she's wearing the same getup, except
She could probably actually have the sword. Given how it goes. Probably not.
Probably came in with it, but it's locked up.
Right, exactly. So I guess given this seems to be the perfect target, perfect timing, and we've all been mingling well, we seem like we belong here, we know what we're talking about, and we can steer the conversation to her and about her in starting.
She's probably the. Who wants to go up first?
I'll do it.
just
Whisper, do you want to just suggest I should? Or do you
No,
want
no, no. Straight up. I'm getting.
Alright, go for it. You got...
I will whisper. I will send a message blank, or I don't know.
I'll be with Trash Boat, but Trash Boat, you have...
I send a message blank. Need info.
Yeah, I'll probably whisper back. Whisper. It's like, I'll just need, like, whatever contract info, like, what the offer is, when, how long. You probably got...
Oh yeah.
So I'll have that, and I'll be there to fill in trash.
Reminder. I'm assuming we talked about this ahead of time, but for it, it is the SF-1000. Working with Greece, and did she actually name her team, or
no. I can give her the team a name.
Well, I would like. It's like a garage, so I guess it would be like Team Fairy Fire.
There you go. So the Fairy Fire. All yours, Trash.
Alright. So, what I imagine is we all get there, we all start looking around and that, and you got Lindsay on your arm. At some point, I think Trash Boat is like scanning around, just kind of looking at this and that, and then it's like, oh my god, is that Louise McAllister? Hold the fuck up. Like, runs over to Blank. And is like, he starts going on this, like, tangent and then stops, sees the Lindsay person's like, hi there. And then just, like, keeps going. Is like, the Louise McAllister, you know, I had her poster back in the day, like, she's here. Like, I think that's what we're looking for. I'm thinking we go for it. I'll go grease these wheels, right? It's a little mechanic humor.
Look,
I'll go grease these wheels up.
I can think of no one better than her biggest.
See what I mean? See what I mean? I'm like, you know, you should come with me though. I haven't messed things up.
Yeah, of course.
I'm asking you to wingman me.
I'm wingman you. I'm here.
Lindsay,
You're here for me?
Lindsay looks at all this and it's like, has a bemused look into her. It's like, well, I guess you're busy. We'll grab it. Maybe we'll
Enjoy the party. Some people make her out.
Anyway, Louis?
She turns around and is like, oh, help you?
Deer in headlights. Was not expecting her to be there. There's like a moment where it's like,
It's like seeing your idol out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly.
She does the thing where she's like, she waits patiently, right? It's like she knows this is someone who is used to this kind of situation. She's not shocked, but she doesn't want to she doesn't want to put you uncomfortable position. Sort of like moment let you soak her in, but eventually gets a bit too long.
There's like a moment where he's like, sorry, whoa, wow, not every day. I mean, I wouldn't say I grew up idolizing the thing, but like I dreamed of racing with you, and wow, Louise McAllister in the flesh. Wow, hi, my name is, oh, yeah, sorry, my name is Trashboat. Wow, it's so cool to like meet you. I had your poster before it got violently destroyed, but it was my favorite thing.
Autograph?
I don't know what an autograph is, but I'm saying yes.
And she kind of just like, okay.
I'll go ahead and I'll just reach over, grab Trashboat's comm link, and have her sign the back of that. Meanwhile, I will go ahead and also offer up and go, here, drink for the hero.
Oh, thank you. Lovely to have fans. In this, I guess you're surprised they can find you anyway.
Oh, geez, cars, racing, it's all my passion. I know. Who wouldn't know you, right?
Name's Jefferson Walker. I'm his friend.
I guess you know who I am. Well, what can I help you?
Well, not to ruin the mood of the party, but there's lots of people who would love to hire you for a couple of races.
Oh, tell.
You interested in the SF-1000?
And when you say that, she goes, "There."
You beat me to it.
They wouldn't let me race, so.
Yes. And she lightly sort of does a thing. So gingerly taps trash. Listen, what do you do? Is go and get some. By the time you sign, okay?
Oh, I've always wanted to know what you're writing. Sweet, I'll go get a drink.
Now when you do that, realize that the line to the bar is it's
growing.
Self-serve. It says self-service, but there's so much people there that transport's going to take a while.
The wheels are greased. I did what I had to do.
Yeah. And
you buttered her up. That's good.
And she points to what a walk.
Yeah, I could use a little bit of. That's good.
And she actually walks outside of the ballroom. Okay, let it bear out. I try not to drive. Or
the history. I'm almost wondering about how much I've been studying.
Greece. Appropriate, I guess. Want to go into anyway. The thing is, she and I well, she pays very well. It's very exciting. Work. It was interesting. The problem is she's very possessive.
Tell she's willing to go to this length has to come all the way down here to find suspiciously like you, but not actually mentioned. You can see where it'd
So
be a little bit of a problem.
what's her offer? I mean, you went to all this. I know you. Although you have the look of someone who might become a.
Paid enough.
But what's her offer? What does she offer?
Blank will go ahead and pose the offer. If it needs to be negotiated, roll that, but I do at least have.
So she went so far as to offer you part of the winning? Wow.
I suppose she's paying ahead.
That's a vote. Listen, I cannot promise you anything. The only thing I can promise you is that I will call. Talk.
Unless details of her mission are what precisely did the goal? Did
It was to secure her.
Secure that she would sign. Okay, so I'll
yeah,
have to
she's
butter
putting.
them.
Yeah, she's putting. Yeah.
Yeah, she'll maybe call. She'll totally do it. She won't just forget later. The friendly downer. So I'll go ahead and just scratch my chin going. It does present a problem, but that is I keep forgetting how much cash. I think
Well, the way she did was that she was going to basically offer you a discount work to do on your.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh well, I meant
like
about the cup. I'm just talking to.
Well, I mean, start the lowest race. Lowest races start about 1,000 all the way. I think the price here I missed last year. It was 200,000 New Yen. So depending on the percentage she offered you raise, be seen for a lot of money over time.
Would come back down here, but I can understand this is maybe a bit of. I don't know how that sort of negotiation goes private, but if it came down to working, I believe maybe we could for some of our service. I know if we could maybe give you some distance, if that's the sort of relationship, if there's any sort of forward advance. I know a couple.
I mean, she kind of looks down. She's trying to explain without giving details, right?
Right, and I'm trying not to press her for precise detail because maybe that.
Let's say that physical, with emotional. I am someone who believes that I am free to choose who I enjoy my time with whoever I choose to spend it with. If I choose to spend it with anybody at all. Say, for example, if I with you, for me.
Right.
She didn't see it. But I suppose if I could have some, so I'm not worried about the kind of odd conversation we have at 7 Sunday. We both woke up. Says she gives you that look like, I know what you're doing this week. At it,
right?
Situation.
What you need is professional distance. You can do this. I get the feeling you probably do want. She does have a professional signing.
Yeah.
But if we want to keep professional, we probably do need some. Make sure it stays. Doesn't end up so. As I said, I know a few.
She's a lovely human.
Came down to at least negotiate the contract itself. I think maybe we could work a term. Maybe if we work one out between ourselves here, and I send it to her, I think as long as it has your name on it, I'll probably say it. This could include any numbers, including perhaps no more questions about where
a privacy clause. It could work.
My friend is good at writing them, and I'm pretty good at reading this. So we can work something. Shit, lawyer too. That. But this is boilerplate kind of stuff.
Well, I don't want it. If I don't know much about contracts, but I think that boilerplate said I cannot force that. Is that right?
Oh, I just meant that I have a couple of copies of similar things from the past.
Oh, my brother. Prosecute.
Ah, good. So extra enforceable.
I hate.
If it means reducing the headache for you, I think we can work.
Mhm.
You're willing to give me a bit of time? I can get that. Do you have a
So,
contact?
yeah, she gives you a from Comley. She's not the
Yeah.
and she's like, and when she leaves, you see like, so she arranged all the way down.
So,
I don't know if I have to be flattered or flabbergasted.
well,
Flabbergasted. Sorry.
I think if
feel pretty
anything,
damn uncomfortable.
I think if anything, it just means double down on that personal distance. I wouldn't
Yes.
trust an else.
Well, I should go back and maybe get that drink. Lovely. Dear.
He's positively pressured.
Yes, I don't.
Oh, please don't. It would break his heart.
But you should clue him. We are.
Well, that's a whole talk to have with him on it.
But before I
I'm
do
doing
that,
my
I'm gonna go to the local. I did promise. And that's another
Right,
thing.
she's
that
gonna
they
go
have,
down the
like,
hall to the printer.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say this place has a fucking Kinko's in it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean,
course it
have you
does.
been in? You haven't been in an actually mid-sized or better hotel? They actually have drinking.
Yeah,
and,
I've been in several, but I've never seen
Yeah.
a Kinko's. I guess that's a new
and some of them are literally goes for Sharp or whoever company they hired. And she goes and she comes up with a glossy picture, a wall size. It's sign. She goes there and as Trashbird's coming with a drink, grabs a drink, posts Trash. Be careful with it though.
Yeah, I'm fine to get violently destroyed again.
Now let's go ahead and put
Just-
this someplace nice and safe. Come on. We gotta go find.
Oh, we do? Oh, alright. Bye. Bye. I hope I see you racing again. Bye.
Mm-hmm. So, that bastard you're keeping an eye on, right? Do a
Right.
perception.
I did one earlier, unless that was.
That was
Not
for
the one we
canvassing
got,
the
no.
room in general.
Yeah, that was a
Okay.
camera. This is this specific.
Oops.
No, what happens essentially is that you literally crash into one of them. Crash. Do hear it. She has an AR tag, and she's like, and she just spills a drink over all over you. Really, it's like, damn it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
I'm sure you didn't see it.
I should. That's. And she's kind of like, thing snapping. Would you, the gentleman, and as you're doing that, do another gentleman you towel.
Hey, good.
You notice that she kind of presses her body ever so slightly with him, like she just sort of like rubs like not like her hip, shoulders with this guy, like, oh, I gotta pass. But making the thing where she like just crowded, and then she walks away.
And this guy that came by, was he just hotel staff or was he else?
He seems to be part of the cleaning, like part of the staff of the hotel, but the kind of cleaning service.
Out of character, my job here was just to watch these people, and I've kind of blown my cover, I guess.
You don't know. I mean, she just tripped with you, and that happened. No, what?
She's repositioning
I mean,
into the crowd.
The thing is that yes, you are a dwarf. Dwarves they're not like 2 feet tall. They're not tiny.
Right.
they're solidly built. It's kind of hard to they and people know about it, so it's not like it happens common. You could also make a read on her and see if you get
Judge
Still?
intention?
judge intent.
That's in the social area.
No, it's on the front part of it's just a
Okay.
dual stat.
So that's not that's an attribute roll rather than a.
Every except you.
It
Yep.
seems that it seems like it happened. It's a crowded room. People are dancing. Everybody.
Let's see. Trying
In
to.
fact, I actually trying to figure out what was. She just disappears.
Oh, he's gonna text to Blank that he thinks he fucked it up, and he's gonna try to get back on the job.
Okay. So I'd probably text back along the line. If you just can't figure out where they are here, just be somewhere safe. In case some.
And in fact, Blank, as you're coming back, this happened while you were having inside.
Yeah.
And as you're coming back, she's coming out. She's coming out. You know, she seems to have like liquids, like, and she offhandedly says, "Walk by, a little bit of an accent." You know,
She
But
does
she
that
said
under
it
the
in a
breath
w-
kind of thing.
more like somebody who's becomes a little talkative. Like there are people who get drunk and they just have to save it. They loud for some reason, right? Their inner filter just seems to be off, and you do smell alcohol, right?
Jesus
Because it was
smothered in
spilled
it,
on her.
so.
So yeah, that makes it. And
Uh,
she walks away.
I guess I do want to roll my own judgment on what precisely might be going. She out for blood.
The thing is that if she's supposed to be drunk, she's walking in high heels, tight, supposed to be drunk, but she's moving a very fast clip and not right. She's not doing the thing where women in high heels, people they wobble.
She's not stumbling.
Right? Because,
She's got perfect accuracy.
yeah, she's like, especially if you're talking about polished floors, perfectly marble polished floors, wearing stiletto heels. Once you start getting drunk, people who wear heels start forgetting how to actually walk on the heel, to do the wobble.
Mhm.
She's speeding down.
She's on the job and she's on her way to something.
I
Yeah,
guess
But if she's
if
on the
she's
job,
racing
she
out
still
of the
doesn't have a
room.
comm. I have any stealth capabilities. I do, actually. I'm actually going to go ahead and part way. I'm going to go ahead and whisper about this. I'm going to say, like, you need to work up a contract. Also, I'm going to go for a walk. And I'm going to see if I can hail.
Obviously, I type back reply. Got it. Where are you going?
I'm just suspicious. Should be nothing.
I will watch.
Lessons? I am trying to shadow her. We are basically public figures in a public building. This is
Mhm.
probably more etiquette, so I don't seem awkward walking in the same direction.
but
And he also does not know who I am. So I'm gonna roll first impression.
I'll give you 2 books.
Oh, with additional. Let's do it. Oh, that's D8. Alright, they
Wow.
succeeded. Alright, 3 successes.
She doesn't seem to know, and she goes down the stairs. And again, this hotel has everything. That it has an arcade room, has an exercise room, and besides that, has an arcade room, video arcades, and it has a combination of like older arcade games you would have 19 carnival stuff like that, and more
Nickelodeon.
modern. Yeah, Nickelodeon, or and even has the thing where it has the movie reels where you fade, and also has more modern 1980 style video. But there's a door, small service employee leading from that room. Has a card, passes a card, like, beep, and walks closer. And she makes sure that she does the thing where she doesn't turn around. She walks in and sort of makes sure it's closed behind her, right? One swift move, and that's it. Just seems to be like almost like a small closet.
Okay. I think I'm going to walk in too. And I'm going to walk in because I can use puppet. Where I'm just going to tell the lock to let. I don't need to hack, I just need to tell it. And that's the extent of what I can. Let's go ahead and if I need to get some certain number of successive order, do and I think telling it to open a door is basically just one success. That said, I'm gonna go for level 6. Maybe I need situational modifiers, none. Ooh, I take a big hit for it, but that door is in fact.
As you open the door, roll in it.
Alright.
Shit.
Yep. My 5 stun there. Does that hurt? Then it should. That is 8. They are in fact faster.
Yeah. The idea is that
Or they'll
who
have
knows
more
what's gonna
action.
happen. I would just want to know who did this before you open the door. Not be like,
Yeah.
oh, she does this automatically.
Reaction intuition test makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So you open the door, and you literally are staring at a barrel. And she's doing a thing where she's doing pointing. See any?
Blank will go ahead, unarmed, hands up, go. You're right. There's nothing here after all, I guess. And I guess he's going to try taking the quickest look he can around the room, just literally left to right, as he's backing out.
You realize that this is a small server room, right? Mostly to service the arcade. You realize that it's discrete
They
wiring,
need a
but
computer to
it's-
actually run the stuff.
Yeah. And since you know how to do this stuff, she's looking for a back door into the system. This might be the way to
Ah,
a
yeah.
wired system that is low priority.
I actually literally can. And I might actually. Heck, I'll throw down and do it, and I'll go, but before I go, maybe I could give you a little help. My tree. You got me at
You
gunpoint,
hear
I'm
that?
not gonna do it.
You hear that cock of the hand. Why don't we do this? See me. And if you really are going to help,
Oh, I wouldn't dare.
and then we'll meet later.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest. Blank is just drowning in women right now.
Everyone I meet is an important, cool. There we go. I'll go. Alright, you got yourself a deal.
Now close the door.
I just sort of like kick the door closed with my heel, straightened up a little bit. You actually brought the gear.
And then you realize that the cameras in the room.
Do something about that. Given that I now remember I one, I'm going to go ahead and tell the cameras to just go ahead and turn on. That'll another. This time I won't kill myself. One situation. Alright, I do resisted. I can try again real quick. It just takes me a couple seconds.
Remember, you can also do the spirits. Yeah, the spirit would alert.
Oh,
Whoever.
oh,
Yeah.
this is my own personal technomancy power rather than a spirit.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
All I need to do is be aware that the device is there. There we go. I got the one success. Camera, just turn on. Reset act is the.
But do you wait outside or you actually walk?
I can go ahead and. She wants me to wait outside.
No. She said that she would meet with you.
Gotcha. Okay. So, she'll meet me later. I'll go ahead and. She does her thing right now. Camera, reset. Was never here.
About half an hour later, you're still having a party. At a party, a whisper. You're sitting down. Target.
And
to
actually go back to the
negotiate.
room. Wow.
Yeah, sure.
Now-
I will.
What's your contact level with loyalty level? See how well you.
What's the what? I actually want to question. What's like the loyalty?
I think it's
6? All right. Well, it's half. I have.
yeah. I mean, you know her pretty well, right? She's more than an acquaintance, but not a fast dealing. Good working. The way she describes her situation is that you know that Greece likes. That's one of the reasons why she is surrounded by all these ladies she works with. Is that not that she's always trying to romance in front of her style. But she being the boss, she likes to have. She would describe it as a nice looking. You never heard of any, I guess, close to Greece, right? You don't want anybody like, she can be worked for because she's that kind of boss, etc. But it kind of
Okay.
so there's
Uh,
now. What
go ahead.
ideas are you going to put? Are you going to put in the contract, if space or time, blah blah?
No, we're gonna play it straight. I'm going to everything that we just that Griffin was talking about before. Put in contract. Obviously compensation that it's for the entire SF1000. Race is rendered. That there is a clause for space and drainment.
Yeah, it's you can put it as either a privacy clause or a morality, or
We'll put it in as a private, just in case. And
my law school degree paying. The jury's go ahead.
is there a way to also like? This is gonna say I don't want to sound shady when I say this, but is there a way to also say that the clause subject change based off of choices of the people therein who signed this contract?
You can put a renegotiate
Okay, then I want to put a
because if you put this is subject to change, that means you're essentially setting up the contract valid. It's subject to change. Most of those clauses want to get struck down because that situation changed. The best way to do it, especially if you want a client specific, have renegotiation. If the situation changes, the parties can negotiate part or whole to open it up.
Yeah.
That way, there's a contract covers use rather than valid. And yes, I have that.
I wish I did. This would make, but yes, I will actually clause just in case as well, because maybe she'll change your mind. You never know.
Now, the way you will put the reorganization negotiations can be initiated by anyone
Okay.
because you don't want a situation where if the other party decides not to negotiate, the contract for that invalidates. If it's one-sided, or if actually requires both sides to agree to, then it will. That's the other person.
Okay.
And that's the level because I don't want to have to open contract law book, right? Like,
Dude,
and by the way,
dude, it's all right. That's more than enough detail. Because I'm going to be under the impression that if this does change, we're going to hear about it.
Yeah, it requires arbitration. That is where it's not about whether we go clarification. What setting? Where do you? If there's any issues with the contract where you normally in the real world you would want to avoid it. If you're the party has. Why? Because arbitration is not a court, and usually it gives a lot of, for several reasons, it gives a lot of power.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. All right. Well,
it takes a while because you're back and forth, and you have to explain to her what happened, and what it means, question. She seems knowledgeable enough, but in a way of somebody who's.
I will. All right. Here's a question that I do want to double check. Does Reese also have?
Yeah, both. You're setting up a contract that this is an offer.
Yes.
In fact, this is the opening document, the offer. Eventually, the real contract probably there. Because, okay, another reality check as well. Most of the time, you're just giving the difference between you and actual corporation with lawyers an actual corporation with lawyers will never accept, here's a contract. Because they know that they always, you always write, whoever writes a contract would always.
All right.
But it's a good opening. It's more like, think of it as more a statement of intent. Fine.
Okay, so that works.
I think we have minutes to go.
Less than.
So yes, now that we have bored everybody watching this with negotiating contract law,
That's what I
No,
come here
yes.
for.
yeah, that's exciting.
It's been
Yeah, so coming for the bullets, stay for dry clauses. So let's roll it out, everybody. Go. Let's start with Whisper. Negotiation. Shout outs, anything to people know out there in TV land?
shout outs. My shout out / Party Goblin. Been playing Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous on core difficulty, and my god, as well as playing Yakuza 0. And
yeah.
Just so good. You're gonna
Good.
love it.
oh,
Yeah.
all I know is, holy crap, some of the shit that I've
It's
It
good,
only gets
but
better the further you go through the series.
it's batshit insane.
Oh
I
yeah.
like it, but there's this. And
Yeah,
Yeah,
I will recall one thing. I did a quest last time where I had to help a statue man go.
oh, that's not the worst quest. They put it.
Oh.
It's not in this game. I think it's 2, where
Yeah.
you have to dissuade cool age girl from. And this might violate. Actually, it doesn't violate Twitch.
No, I know
Because
it was.
It's literally in the
Yakuza
game you
0.
can play.
Yeah.
It
so
wasn't Yakuza 0. You have to persuade school-age girls from selling their under.
yes.
Yep, that one was
Oh,
funny
boy.
as well.
I did that one already.
Funny, but it's like.
The sad part is that character becomes relevant.
Yes.
I'm not even kidding. That game is so good. You're gonna love every.
But at the end, some of the people that show up, or the characters that are standing for real life people, they're just requested at the end. They're like, I can't believe it. But
Which one? Which one?
Let me put it this way: you have to walk through the street, 1980s thing,
Hell yeah.
and music video.
Oh, yep. I love that quest. I love those quests actually, plural.
So,
Yeah.
we're moving over to a Yakuza 0 based plotline, alright? Yeah, that's what
Oh,
I thought.
fuck yeah. let's go.
pretty much, yeah.
I'm sorry, I derailed it, but yeah,
It's all
check
good.
out
No,
my
it's okay.
stuff on Party Goblins there, and yeah, I'm also poor. Send me.
Yes, please send me money. Hi, I'm
That's
Griffin.
amazing.
I help run the stream, and come see us Sundays, come see us Fridays. We go ahead and do podcasts with lessons here, and I'm there. Too. Those are every other week, and if you check our YouTube channel for more interesting stuff, like, comment, subscribe.
And
Yeah.
send Griffin money.
Yes, please.
You can find me here on Sundays. I'm doing Shadowrun, another game. Also, Lessons Learned 1, Twitch or Lessons on YouTube. Yes, subscribe, follow, bits. Send me money on my Patreon.
I love
And,
the shilling.
Yeah, we got to show because it's 2022, man. It's you got to
This
get
is
No,
the
get your bread,
cyberpunk
get your bread.
future.
yeah,
get
you
your
got to
bread.
check that booty. And also because I'm playing Stellaris and having a good time, and hopefully you will enjoy it this week as well. Thank you everybody for coming. If anybody has any other shout outs, please make them out. If not, we are good to go. Bye bye.
See you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, have a good night, everyone.